What's going on, YouTube? It's Mother's Day almost, and my wife wanted some snow crabs. So we got a box of snow crabs here. They're from Canada. Some Canada snow crabs. And we got some corn, whatever type of smoked sausage that you all would like. Have some red potatoes. I have some lemons. I have some oranges. That's 3 lemons, 2 oranges that I cut in half. I have a whole bushel of celery. I have 2 onions. I have garlic. I took the whole garlic, just chopped it in half, and took the cloves out. I have my Louisiana shrimp and crab boil. I have my Lea and Perrins Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire, however you say it. I have some bay leaves. And I also have some Zatarain shrimp and crab boil. These are my ingredients that I'm going to use to do my snow crabs and my smoked sausage. Whatever type of smoked sausage that you all will like, you can use that. And I'm going to take this bag, not going to use the whole bag, but I'm going to use a nice amount because I like my crawfish and shrimp and everything that I cook. I like it to be spicy. So I'm gonna use this Louisiana crab, shrimp and crab boil. I'm gonna use some of that, put it in the pot. I'm gonna do it to my taste. So this is a big bag that will do a big old pot. As you can see, this is 4 pounds. This is a 4-pound bag, 4.5-pound bag. So I'm gonna use about 1 pound out of this bag. I'll use 1.5 pounds probably out of this bag to do my crawfish boil. Well, my snow crabs. But first I'm going to start off. I'm going to put my celery, my onions, and my garlic, my lemons, and my oranges in the pot first. So I'll be right back with that. Sorry guys, I didn't show y'all the pot. This is a big gumbo pot that I'm using. I already have my water pre-boiling in the gumbo pot. And I'm going to use this pot right here, my cast iron pot, to do my corn and potatoes. But I'm going to start everything off in this pot right here with my celery, my onions, my garlic, and my oranges and lemons. I'm going to start that off all in this pot with my crawfish boil. So I'm going to add this to the pot. I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. I've added my ingredients to my pot. I'm going to let this come to a boil. And I didn't actually use a whole pound of the Louisiana crab boil mix. But I'm going to add some more. I'm going to taste it first, because this crab boil is actually salty. The crawfish boil is actually real salty. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little cayenne pepper to this, and I didn't say that, but I'm going to add a little cayenne pepper to it after I see that my salt consistency is salty enough to make sure that it absorbs my potatoes, because your potatoes is going to suck up majority of your seasoning. So I'm going to make sure that my potatoes is salty enough after I taste this water. So I'm actually going to let the water come to a boil for a minute. I'm going to let my celery, onions, and garlic cook down a little bit, and these oranges and lemons, let that cook down a little bit, and then I'm going to start adding the rest of my ingredients to the pot. So I'll be right back with you guys after this comes to a boil. What's going on guys, I also forgot to let you guys know I'm going to add some accent to this pot, and I put about 4 bay leaves in here. Put my 4 bay leaves in here, and I put my accent in already. I put enough so it can have a nice little taste to it or whatever. And you also want to add a little bit of sugar, probably about 2 or 3 spoons of sugar, tablespoons of sugar, about 4 tablespoons of sugar in here. to bring that sweetness into it, so you can have like that Louisiana, New Orleans style crawfish boil. You can do this with crawfish, you can do this with shrimp, you can do it with just about anything that you think you want to do. And my Zatarans, let me see if I can get that in there. I put the whole thing in here. So I put the whole bottle in there. If you're doing this inside, I'm doing this inside on the stove. So you're doing this inside, it's going to be real spicy smelling in your house. It's going to be spicy smelling in your house. So you add your pepper ingredients after you put your crawfish boil. If you don't want to add any more pepper to it or any more salt to it, it just depends on you. Because like I say, remember that your potatoes is going to suck up majority of your flavoring. Your potatoes and your corn and everything is going to suck up majority of your flavoring that you're getting. So after this comes to a boil, I'll be back again. Alright guys, another note, make sure you wash off your snow crabs good. So I washed each individual snow crab off good, put them back in a box, and let's see how this water is coming along. Alright, as you can see, water coming to a nice boil, nice roaring boil. I actually tasted my my water, and it has enough salt content. I'm trying to cut down on the salt, so I didn't add any salt to it or anything, because the crawfish boil already has a lot of salt. And I tasted it and everything was fine, and I measured it. So I actually did put a pound of the Louisiana crawfish boil seasoning in there. So it actually is a pound that I put in there. And this is a nice size crawfish, gumbo pot. So I don't know if everybody know what a gumbo pot is, but this is a gumbo pot. It's a big old pot. And my theory is to boiling seafood, if it don't make your nose run, it ain't did right. If you ain't choking, you ain't got enough seasoning. That's just my theory. That's been ever since I was growing up as a kid in New Orleans. I love spicy crawfish and seafood, so I made sure that this is nice and spicy. So once this boils a little bit more and my onions get a little softer and my celery get a little softer, I'm going to add in my potatoes, corn, and sausage. I'm going to add that in about 3 minutes. So altogether, this boil, so far it's been boiling for probably about 10 minutes, I want to say. So about 3 more minutes, I'll add all my stuff that I have to put in the pot, and I'll show you what that looks like in the pot. Alright guys, as you can see, my water is coming to a little boil again because I added my potatoes and my sausage to the pot. I didn't add my corn yet, reason being I don't like soggy corn, so I didn't add my corn yet to the pot. But I will add my corn to the pot in probably about a minute or two, and I'm going to let this boil with everything in it until my potatoes become soft. After my potatoes become soft, I'm going to transfer them to another pot, and with some of this liquid out of the pot so they continue on soaking, because you want your potatoes to absorb all this good flavor that you have in this water. I mean, if you don't want to do it like that, you don't have to, but I prefer to let mine soak because your potatoes won't have that full flavor in it. And the same goes for your snow crabs. Once I let this all boil and take everything out of this pot, I'm going to add my snow crabs to this pot, and I'm going to just cut the pot off. I'm not even going to let it cook. I'm just going to cut the pot off because the pot is, extremely hot. And as you know, the snow crabs are already cooked. So all you wanted to do is just suck in that good flavor, and you're going to let your snow crabs soak for about a good 20 to 30 minutes in this liquid so they can absorb all that good flavor. So I'll get back with you guys. You got to excuse my nose. All this pepper is making my nose run, and I love it like that, man. If you got a sinus cold or any kind of cold, this will bring all that out, smelling this pepper. So I'll get back with you guys in a few. You can see that my sausage is floating to the top of the pot, which you can tell they're done, but I'm going to let those boil all the way until my potatoes are done. Let those go all the way until my potatoes are actually all the way done. See my celery, nice and cooked. It's going to cook down some more. You see the clove, the garlic, and everything on top of this pot. And you can add any kind of vegetables or anything you want to this to cook off. You can put broccoli in here. You can put cauliflower in here. You can put mushrooms. You can put carrots. Anything that's solid that'll cook down. You can add cabbage to this and cook your cabbage down in here. Like take your big thing of cabbage and cook it down. Anything you can imagine just about you can cook down in here and have it with your crawfish boil. So it's smelling nice and savory in here. My wife over there coughing because of all the pepper, but I'm telling you, it tastes so good at the end, man. So good. So I'm gonna wait till my potatoes are finished and I'll transfer them into another pot. Once they transfer into the other pot, my potatoes, my corn, and sausage, put those in another pot and let those just continue on soaking. Then I'm gonna add my snow crabs. Alright guys, as you can see, my corn floating to the top, my sausage bust open on a few. I had a few potatoes floating on top. My wife took one, make sure, see if they to her liking. If they're soft enough, she said about a minute or two more. So after that, I'm gonna take them, transfer them in my other pot with some of this juice and let them just soak. So let me get to it. Alright guys, as you can see, I have my potatoes, my corn, and my sausage out of my boiling water. I have everything over here soaking. My wife says everything tastes to her liking, so it sounds good to me. I'm gonna stuff those potatoes down under the sausage and everything so it can soak up a little bit more of the juices and everything. But she said it tastes good. And we have our snow crabs here. I just pulled some of them up a little bit so you can see them, but I'm gonna let these soak for about 25-30 minutes. They already been soaking for about 2, so I'm gonna let that soak a little bit longer. As I say, I don't let the water boil because they're already cooked, so I'm gonna just let those soak off. Once I let those soak off and everything, I'll come and I'll show you guys how the plating look, how everything's set up when it's time to eat. But everything looking good so far. I'll be back. Alright YouTube, this is the finished product. Got my snow crabs, got my potatoes, got my corn, got my sausage, got a few pieces of celery. The celery is real good. So this is the finished product, man. Hope you guys enjoyed everything that I've tried to show you guys. Hopefully in the future I'll do some more videos and show you guys how I get down in the kitchen. It's your boy Lou9294. Love you guys from the bottom of my heart, man. Peace out.